This is a moment that happens all the time in Pokemon Unite, but a lot of players don't know how to deal with it. In fact, I think it's one of the most tilting moments inside the game. People lose it when this happens, but there is something that you can do. Imagine this with me, something that happens a lot inside of a game of Pokemon Unite. There are two paths, top and bottom. Your jungle Pokemon decides to go to the bottom path and you are in the top path, or vice versa, inside of a match of Pokemon Unite, and the enemy jungle shows up to your path. This, for some players, is very, very frustrating, and there are a lot of reasons why. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about what you do when this happens and why certain choices are making this a lot harder for you, and hopefully this will all make a lot of sense and you'll be able to have a lot more peace inside your games when this moment appears, because this moment is to be expected inside of a game. You should not expect that it's not going to go this way. Let's take a look at this match right here. I am playing Slowbro in the bottom path with an experience share so that hopefully I can get whatever ally I'm with juiced up and strong. And I see on our team, if you look at the minimap, our Machoke is heading up to the top path right now, and we have not yet seen the enemy central area Pokemon at all. I don't see it in the top path in the minimap right now, so I can assume that they're probably down here. We see right now that Gengar is here, so you're gonna watch what I try to do here. I'm staying far away from the situation, trying to get as much experience as I possibly can, and then when Gengar is coming in, I'm backing up to our goal zone right here, and I'm trying to fight them as best as I can on pad, moving in and out of the goal zone so that I can heal and get my shields on it as fast as possible, and then hopefully pushing them off. There are a lot of Pokemon that make this very difficult. Pokemon like Urshifu or something like that make this a really, really tough moment. But in general, when the enemy central area comes down to your path and your central area does not, you have to play a very, very defensive game. It changes what you're doing in path, and your job is no longer, can I secure all of these wild Pokemon? How much of it can I get? That's something that you want to focus on, but your job now becomes, how can we survive this? How can we weather this storm until either an ally comes down or the enemy sort of decides to leave so that they can go farm? This is a very, very important thing to notice. It's not just a good time to throw all of your damage at it, see if you can fight it, peel off your point. It's a higher level, it has more allies than you. The best thing you can do in this moment is play defensively. So let's look at this one more time. The second I see this Gengar here, I realize that I have to play far back towards this goal zone, a lot further back. I try to get as much experience as I can with Scald. If I get something, great. If I don't, that's okay too. Our Decidueye playing a little too far forward, and then again, I am playing back into my flux zone, using this goal zone as best I can so that I can get extra health and get a shield on it, and then pushing them off of this goal zone. This is what you are attempting to do when you are attacked by the enemy central area and you do not have the central area from your team there yet. You need to play defensively, you need to pull back. It is to be expected that someone will come in and try to KO you right here. And this actually speaks to a larger thing that we see in Pokemon Unite. When people say a Pokemon is not good in lane, for instance, they talk about something like Greninja or Decidueye or Cinderace or something like that. You can see how a Slowbro, I'm very tanky, I have health regeneration, I can actually output some decent damage, I evolve at level 4. The reason this Pokemon is so good in lane is because even when things go really poorly, the enemy jungle comes down and we don't have our jungle coming down to support us, we can still survive and still fight. It's a lot harder to do with some Pokemon, and that's one of the big things I think people don't realize about being a bad lane Pokemon, is it's more than just that one moment. It's more than just, oh, you're good up until, you know, the 7-minute mark. Like, yes, that's true, but you can survive if the enemy comes down. There's a lot to being good in lane that's not just that one instance of having a decent early game secure or something like that. So this is a play I wanted to highlight because I really think people lose their minds when this happens, and they don't need to. This is to be expected. Learn how to play when the center area is not coming down to help you, but it is coming down to help the enemy. It's extremely important to understand that you are no longer frontlining and fighting. You are trying to play defensively, play safe, get as much farm as you can, but not get yourself KO'd. Don't throw away your goal zone just because your center area didn't come to you. There's only one lane they can go to. Stop pinging. You don't need to. What you need to do is learn how to play better and expect the fact that sometimes you're going to be in a disadvantageous fight. Don't give up your goal zone. Don't give up a KO. Do everything you can to stay alive, get as much farm as you possibly can, and just don't give up any big wins for the enemy team because you didn't get the central area. It happens all the time, and you really don't need to freak out over this. It's a normal part of the game. I hope this video helped. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you so much, and I will see you all next time. Mwah!